Hello, everybody out there in book world. My name is Margaret. Thanks for stopping by my channel. You're on BookTube. And what do we have here today but a readathon announcement? So it's bigger, it's better, it's more reinforced, and there's more giveaways. So that's what we'll be attending to in just a minute. First, I just wanted to say, why now? It's in May, right? March of the Moderns last year is being transformed into May of the Moderns this year because March was too full. You may be feeling a bit of anxiety, a bit of pressure right now to finish all those reads in the last week of March. That is what I did not want to add to. So we moved to May, so we keep the assonance and alliteration, but I've expanded on the details, so we're going to jump into those. Hey, John. Howdy, howdy. JD, I will cheer everyone on. And after I left space for March of the Writers, I'm crushed. Cool Gamer, hello. Oh, interesting. I suck at readathons. This is the first time this has ever happened. StreamYard's showing me comments that I can barely see the top of. So I can click on to show them on the screen, but I can't scroll. That's interesting. All right, so let's get started with the details. Why now? Number one, to give people plenty of time to prepare, make plans, prioritize this readathon, and also because of a Shabbat. So if you haven't visited any of my pagan celebration videos, you're in for a treat. So this weekend is the spring equinox. March 21st around every year. And that is a Shabbat for pre-Christian pagans that is known as Ostara. It's when the lambs start lambing. It's when things start happening in nature, blooming, all the sorts of things that you would expect with spring. And what's the next Shabbat? They happen every 6 weeks. So the next one is called Bealtaine, and it's a fire day celebrating the bursting forth of life, new life. Let's see. I don't know. It's actually got a lot of sex magic with it as well. So yes, Bealtaine is the 1st of May, and that's when you would have people creeping off into the forest to get together, to celebrate, jump over the fire, all this fun stuff. So from now till then, you have 6 weeks to prepare in any way you see fit, whether that is jumping over a fire or planting in your garden, perhaps. But that is the vibe I'm starting with. Some paganness here. JD's here making bad jokes. Commiserating. Yes, Just Eva is here. Hello, hello. Sexy sun time. Exactly. So hopefully we'll take some of that for our readathon in May. May Day, we used to deliver flowers to the elderly. Close to sexy sun time. Flowers have a lot to do with sex. How about that? How about that? Okay, so that is why I'm announcing today on March 22nd for our May readathon, May of the Moderns. Now, some of you may know about this from last year, some of you may not. So before I start, I've got one chapter to add, which is announcements. Let's pop this one up here. So ongoing, I've got Sundays on StreamYard. I'm just going to keep putting it out there in case I get new people who want help with getting to know StreamYard, getting to know all the bells and whistles. I'm holding a Sunday slot open for people if they want to hold my hand, so I can. I'm laughing at JD's thing. Okay, so if you want to get to know how to do banners and comments and brands and the stuff like the backgrounds and change the layouts, I do this professionally, so I'd be happy to help any people on BookTube or AuthorTube introduce them to StreamYard. I've popped the sign-up sheet. It's just a little info thing in the chat. What else is new? New this month is the writer tier on my Patreon. So I will be collecting anyone who wants to have a little mastermind group, any advice, any trading, not critique partners, but just trading advice, a lot about the writer business stuff. If you want to join in, it's $10 a month until I get more than 3 people, and then it's going down to 8. So basically just a meeting once a month where we can talk stuff and you can ask advice and get to know the knowledge of 10 years of experience, right? Pretty cheap. And if you sign up before April 1, that is the April group. So we'll see if that comes forth. I put that in the chat. Pop that up for everybody. And then my next upcoming event here on the channel is an international AuthorTube panel. Hey, Pay is here. Pay's been on an author panel on my channel. Do tell if it's fun. And this one is going to be JD, Claire, Elliot, and Martha of Self-Righteousness. So this is the one I originally was so excited about, that I was getting Martha on a live. And then she did it earlier with me. So we're very excited. We're going to have a show called Misfit Toys. And it's just going to be like grab bag questions for authors. That's going to be this Saturday, March 26th, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. So International Misfit Toys. Hope you can join on that one. All right, so that is it for our coming attractions. And now, the reason you're all here. What is this readathon going to be about? So I'm going to share the Storygraph challenge that I put up, okay? So I know some of you may not be on Storygraph. You don't need to join, I don't think, to see the challenge. And at any rate, the prompts will be in all my videos on my channel, so you can always check them out. But if you want to participate on Storygraph and like check those boxes because that's so satisfying, I do encourage you to do so, because Storygraph is like the bigger, no, sorry, the smaller and more beautiful Goodreads. Just saying, just saying. So here we go. I'm going to look at this on my other tab. Oh, Pay's popping in. Pay was on an AuthorTube panel. It was fun. It's also the first time he ever went live. So I was a bit off, but it was great. Hey, JD, you were there too. JD was there too. JD is a veteran of lives. Yes. JD just wings stuff and flings it to the wall to see what sticks. And that's how you get so much awesome content. Oh, I like this. I like the chat right here. International Panel of Mystery. I like that one too. Maybe I'll have to go with that one. Okay, so promptathon. May of the Moderns. Modern means beginning of the 20th century. So if you are on BookTube and you know about Victober, near and dear to my heart, run by three lovely ladies, it's Victorian literature in October. So anything written during the reign of Victoria, 1837 to 1901. This is following that because Victorians messed with people in the head. And I thought, well, there's a lot of stuff that happened after that would be quite interesting to delve into. So I carved out the modern period and sort of arbitrarily said, okay, 1901, where Victoria leaves off, to 1945, the end of World War II. How about that? And that's what we're reading. There's lots of interesting themes to pull out. There's lots of great reads that get forgotten. And it's backlist, so it's usually more widely available, at least the classics. So it won't hurt your bottom line in terms of book budget buying, hopefully. So that was a consideration as well. So I am the only participant on this, but I hope that changes. I've got my books added. It's going to be the whole month of May. This will tell you if you've checked those boxes. This is sort of the fun stuff behind the scenes on Storygraph. This is the description. I'm just sort of saying this in a different way now, but you can go back and read it if you like. And to the prompts. Oh, let me catch up. So organized. It's motivating. See, this is what I can help provide with the writer tier. This is what I'm hoping to provide, I should say. Barrett here is saying, hit that like button. Back to my YouTube vacay. Thanks for popping in. And yeah, it was a good place to do a first live. Yes, I like holding hands. I like, I don't know, being a little trainee. Training wheels. Maybe that's what I should brand that. Training wheels for StreamYard. Prompt number 1. I'm staying on track. Really, I am. Sex. So one of the things I did that I am very proud of is reached out to other booktubers celebrity people and bookish nerdigans, such as Fran Bauman of Persephone Books. So this was a big part. This was the prize I had last year. Persephone Books was a big part of the inspiration for this time period. And so they're part of the prize winning, but they're also behind one of the prompts. So read a book that deals with the changing attitudes toward sex. Pretty easy, pretty broad, just trying to get people to think about what was changing in the first part of the 20th century. So she's got some recommendations here, and I've added Vida Sackville-West, All Passion Spent, because that's been on my ancient TBR. And speaking of ancient TBR, I had a little poll question. I think people call it veterans, TBR veterans. I don't know. Either way, I'm sure you guys have some of those on your shelf. So if you've got one of those, you're able to participate. Prompt number 2 was from Bree of the Locked Booktition channel here on BookTube. She's amazing. She gave us a timeless prompt. Read a Black classic that discusses race and class in ways that are still relevant in today's modern world, unfortunately, right? So she's got a playlist of Black classics where she talks about them and discusses them on her channel, which I've linked here, as you can see. But that includes books that are in our time period. Black No More by George Schuyler, Cain by Jean Toomer, which sounds really interesting, and Not Without Laughter by Langston Hughes, which is what I put on mine. Beth Ann Berninga Sokolar actually read this one last year, and she said she's up to reread it this year with me, which is super awesome. And it will relate back to the next thing we're going to work on, which is the buddy read sign up. So sex, Black classic. Prompt number 3 is war. And this prompt is coming from Brian of Bookish. He is all about the Hemingway crowd, the Faulkner crowd, all those things. And so I asked him for a prompt, and he said, read a book, novel, memoir, poems, etc. about World War I, written by an author who actually fought as a soldier during the war, or combatant, I think he said. But I clarified this with him because I actually have a book called William, an Englishman by Cecily Hampton, I think. I can't read it. It's too small on my screen right now, but I think that's who it is. And this was a woman who was a nurse on the front lines during World War I. And that definitely affected her idea for an execution of this novel. And so I said, well, a combatant usually doesn't include people who I think of as non-combatants, meaning like stretcher bearers and nurses and stuff, but they were at the front. So I think they'd be closer to the action and the realism of war than, say, your Hemingway or your Faulkner. And he said, yeah, that makes sense. So he's got a list of recommendations here written by people who fought in World War I to help us. Then we've got prompt 4, provided by Roz of Scallydandling About the Books. Oh, let me catch up here. Training reels. Eva, you're a genius. You're so, oh, that's good. That's good. Oh, but that means I'd have to do it on Instagram, which I don't like. Okay, taking it under advisement. Leah, hello. Is this the first year of the readathon? It is the second. It is the second year. So we're, as I said, bigger, better, and better reinforced. JD's got Anne of Green Gables. L.M. Montgomery, that would work. Eva says, I'll be back to my library next week. Can't wait to see which books I have that fit the readathon prompts. Excellent. Chrissy is here from the return cart. Welcome. I'm going to have to utilize my library for this too, trying to slow down my book buying. Excellent. These are also books that your library will probably have because beginning of the 20th century, right? So hopefully that helps for accessibility for everybody. Thanks for joining. So back to prompt 4, End of Empire. Read a book set in a place that was an imperial possession at this time, or by an author from a place that was. So Roz is over in Sussex in the south of England, and she gives marvelous recommendations for her Scallydandling tour that are from around the world, from places that most of us can't pin on a map. So she's got a list of recommendations that are about the British Empire from, I think, mostly her point of view, it's going to be British and former British possessions, but I think that would work for other countries as well, including China or other places. Feel free to pop in an answer that didn't come to my head right now. I have put one in here that I think I have in my hallway by Ismat Chugtai. I picked this up at a used bookstore near me. It was amazing because this is something that I think would be very difficult to find otherwise. But this is on the list that I found for the next prompt. And also on the list that the author is on the list that Roz submitted. So I was like tickled. So that is cool. End of Empire. And the final prompt is the other. This is the one I provided. So basically I looked at the other four and thought I would really like, what I did last year was a book by a BIPOC author, meaning Black, Indigenous, or person of color. And I really wanted to just get different viewpoints, get voices that we don't normally hear from, even get beyond Black classics, like read something maybe from Lesotho, which is what I found that's on this list. So reading something translated from another language into English, for me at least, is going to be one way to help people get out of that sort of rut with US and UK. So I provided lots of recommendations here to hopefully stir your desire to read about the other for us centered in the US or UK. So that's it. That's the 5 prompts. Let me pop this down. So this is where I take a pause and say, like, comment, subscribe, share, do your, I don't know, due diligence, suggest a book. JD saying, yes, aren't we all having to slow down our book buying? Yes. And instead of a glare of doom to like, I thought maybe I do like a saucy wink, because a saucy wink sounds very modern, like modern Millie-ish to me. So there you go. All right. So what we have as part of the readathon is a Storygraph challenge with the 5 prompts I just showed you. We have giveaways and prizes, which I'll detail in a second. And we've got a buddy read sign up. So I'm going to go into that part next, which is another screen share. Don't run away. This is the same as what I had yesterday. Not yesterday, last year. But I'm going to take you all through it. So hopefully I will put chapters in this video and point anyone who has trouble envisioning what they're supposed to do to this video. So let me pop this back up. It's a spreadsheet. It's a Google Doc. So Richard will be happy. Leah's saying, love these booktubers collaborators. Thank you. Just been recording on my physical TBR. It's looking massive. Same for us all, I hope. I know. You're on like part 5, part 6. I see that over on TikTok. Keep waiting for a YouTube video, Chrissy. It's okay. It's okay. I'll catch you wherever you put up a video. Let's drop this down. And how does the buddy read sign up work? So basically, I kept all the titles that we had in there from last year because they're just possibilities, right? And this is just information to give you if you want to find a specific type of book, right? So obviously this is pretty US and UK centered. We've got a few outliers there. But you can tell when the pub date is. It should be written or published within that time frame, 1901 to 1945. And I've put in which prompt are you going to read it for? Doesn't have to be filled. Like I'm reading So Big. I've been meaning to read that for over a year. And it doesn't particularly fill a prompt, or it doesn't fulfill one that I know of yet. So it could definitely, like, as I read it, deal with sex or deal with war, or what have you. So, so it's okay to leave that open. Let's say I watched our video, Katja Weinert and my video on High Wages by Dorothy Whipple from last year. And I was like, that sounds like a delightful book. I definitely want to read that. That sounds like what I'm in the mood for. So what you would do is pop on this spreadsheet, which I definitely have the link ready for. Yes, I do. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Okay, Chrissy is up to part 15. Woo! How many books? It'll be about 400. Oh boy. Okay, so this is the address for the sign-up sheet. And let me get back to the spreadsheet. So what you would do is just put your name in here, like I have, say Margaret, and your channel name. So if I was Chrissy, I'd put Chrissy and then say the return card, because we're using the YouTube channels. And then you just wait, right? This is what I'm doing right now. I've got 5 books on the spreadsheet, and I've just put my flag down, and I'm waiting for someone to come by and pick me, right? It's okay. You can read some books as a buddy and some not. It's totally fine. So what I'll use Chrissy as an example again. If Chrissy was like All Passion Spent by Vida Sackville West, oh, that sounds like my jam. What I'm going to do is put my name in here, boop, and my channel. And then when I check back in, I'll see that she's put her name in and go, oh, okay, then I'm going to go contact Chrissy and ask how we want to do this. Just like any buddy read, what you do is you get in contact, whether that's Twitter or Instagram, DMs or Voxer or what have you, and you say, hey, when do you want to read this? Let's set a date to finish. What do you want to do at the end? Do you want to do a live show? Do you want to do a Zoom offline? Anything is fine. I just want you to have the beautiful experience of discussing a book with someone else, because it's great. And if you do decide to do a live show, you would put the host of the show here, and maybe the URL. I guess I need to put that in, and when it will be, so that we can all tune in, give you some traffic, show up in your comments and support you, because you're part of the readathon. And so we want to support you right back. So we've got lots of titles in here. We had some, a lot added last year from folks who were joining. I've got my list I've put on here that was not here that I'm trying to work down, part of my ancient TBR. So yeah, feel free to jump on and add your titles, add your name, check back in to see if check back in to see if someone joins. Chrissy says, keep me on there. I'm down. Awesome. Okay. Well, I'll let you, I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot on live television. So definitely check out All Passion Spent. It's a novel, but I think it's a fictionalized memoir kind of deal. And she's a fascinating character. I read one of her other novels that was much more snarky and mannerly with Courtney Farrader last year. And it wasn't my favorite, and it wasn't hers either. So I'm interested, and I'm hoping this one will be better. So anyway, that is the buddy read sign up. I hope that's clear. If anyone has questions, feel free to ask, whether it's about the buddy reads or the prompts. I have one last thing to demo, which is the prizes. So I'm guessing you guys have all seen me do the little giveaway tool, except Liev maybe, who hasn't been here before. So the news on that, pop this down. The news on that is that I really liked what I did as a format for the Get to Know Me More tag, where I had people in the comments, 2 prizes, and then 24 hours following leaving comments, 1 more prize. And so I think I'm just going to do the same thing. There's going to be a Persephone book, because we love supporting Persephone Books in Bath. There's going to be a bookish package, which if you want to see, RK Stumbling Bear was the recipient of that one. And so she just did an unboxing in one of her latest videos. And the last one is going to be a gift certificate on bookshop.org or wherever is convenient for your country, because I found out that that is not convenient for Canada when Melissa won it last time. So whatever works, right? So those 3 things will be what I'm dealing with. So yeah, that is the exciting prize giveaway. Computer's been lagging. Oh, it's fine, Pay. No worries. Chrissy is intrigued by Vida Sackville West. Jenna is noticing the newts. Okay, now I am in. Yeah, I mean, see how if you can get a copy of that book, because I heard it was very good. I think it's like a young adult, but like reflecting on adult themes and whatnot. Really good. Anita says late but here. Hey, Anita. Eva says giveaways are such fun. Sounds exciting. Yeah, and the format, the giveaway tool is run by StreamYard, and it does a little random wheel during. For the 24 hours following. The reason I do a separate giveaway for that is so that people who are participating but can't be there for the live event, for example, people who work during the day or people who have kids that they need to mind, also have a chance to win. So that's why I wanted to be more equal opportunity there. And I just take all the comments and put people's names in a Excel spreadsheet, again, Richard, and like choose a random number. So that is 3/4 of it. The last part is that I'm going to be doing reading sprints. I've never done reading sprints, but I think I'll give it a try. I'll be doing them after Shannon's on Friday and maybe after Jenna's on Saturday. We'll see. Shannon's got Pyramid Wars sprints for productivity on Friday morning in her time zone, which is too early for me. And Jenna's got Soul Squad Sprinter sprints on Saturday morning. And I don't have the time in my head, but I think since she's Eastern, it'll probably be early enough to follow comfortably as well. And that way I can get people on the weekend and just sort of have some relaxed time with the community that is joining in for May of the Moderns. Richard method. Thank you, Jenna. And 10 a.m. Eastern. Okay. And is it 2 hours? So 10 to 12. That would be 7 to 9 for me. And I can go from 9 to 11. That would be pretty perfect. So yeah, so this is what I'm doing for May for the readathon, to get people to read some modern classics and stretch their brains a little bit, or get those books off their ancient TBR that are just taking up space. So yeah, that is the announcement, and I didn't run nearly as long as I thought, so I missed you guys on Sunday. What's up? This will be a completely different chapter of like ad libs and chat, because I don't know, I feel like chatting. Cool. Yes. And for those who don't know, this is Stream Hoppers Unite, or Stream Frogs Unite, because we hop from stream to stream. We could be bunnies instead of frogs. I don't know. Kind of like that. That kind of ties in with the spring theme, doesn't it? Little bunnies going in the hedge. Hope to join the readathon. Thank you, Eva. Very excited for that. So let's see if I've covered everything. Oh, Eva giving us history here. It was Stream Hose in 2019. Well, we got Stream Hose, we got Genre Sluts. I mean, we'll meet in the middle, right? Okay, so May 1st, sign up for the Storygraph challenge so that you can get your books in and have people tell you if they want to join as well. Sign up for a buddy read if you can add it to your pile of possibilities for May, and then find someone to read with in the spreadsheet, and come to a reading sprint on a Friday or Saturday, and come for the wrap-up party, which will have a giveaway. So those are the 5 things I've got going on. And thank you so much to the people who are my BookTube celebrities who lent their expertise in reading to these prompts. I'm very excited to get people's views on the, extra, extra themes that I'm not expert at. So that'll be good to hear. A bun box for the chat box. I don't know what that is. That's probably more of your like technological stuff that I am way behind on. Frogs are spring too. Yeah. Gotta go teach a class. Totally doing the newts. English nerd. Loving this too much. Well, cool. I appreciate it. We English language nerds gotta stick together. Okay, well, that is all I have for you today. I'm gonna go wolf down some more almond butter pretzel nuggets, because that's what I did when I was nervous before this broadcast, and then carry on with my day. So thanks so much for tuning in, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you in May and seeing you sprinkled on the spreadsheets before then. So have a great week, and I'll talk to you again soon.